Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The Remarkable Creativity of Indonesian Traditional Arts, Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
If you cannot please your woman, making war will please her zero.
While visiting beautiful Indonesia, you can greet the locals by saying "Apa kabar?" which means "How do you do?" in Indonesian. I'm Cahya. Peace is a simple word whose sweetness resonates in our ears. The pure-hearted people of Indonesia thank you for bestowing peace upon all beings by adopting the compassionate vegan lifestyle. Welcome to our show, The Remarkable Creativity of Indonesian Traditional Arts, Part 1 of 2. With its 6,000 inhabited islands, Indonesia is the world's fourth most populous country, having approximately 270 million people and the largest Muslim population. The regional histories, religions, and lifestyles of the archipelago's 300-plus ethnic groups are deeply reflected in their art and culture. The diversity of these groups is revealed in the variety of Indonesian art forms. Art admirers may notice that Indonesian art designs tend to bring us back to early animistic beliefs and ancestor worship. Other influences seen in Indonesian art include Buddhist and Hindu motifs brought by Indian traders, symbols and beliefs from the Chinese and Islamic cultures, and centuries of exposure to foreign regions such as the Arab world, China, India, and Europe through trade. Overseas traders traveled to Indonesia, especially for its unique spices. These immigrants contributed a variety of artistic traditions to the development of Indonesian art. The rich heritage of art in this country inspires us to wonder just when and where it began. In 2017, in an isolated valley surrounded by limestone cliffs on the island of Sulawesi, the Leang Tedonge Cave was explored by a team of archaeologists from the Australian Research Centre for Human Evolution, or RG, of Griffith University, who discovered what may be the world's oldest known cave painting. The painting, which is 53 by 21 inches or 135 by 54 centimeters in size, depicts a Sulawesi-warty pig person with horn-like facial warts that suggest the adult male of the species. Next to the animal person image are two human handprints. The painting's vivid red pigment was made from ochre mixed with a liquid. It appears that the unknown artist used a brush dipped in the pigment to paint the pig person, then spit the pigment over his hand, which was placed against the rock to make the handprints. Other prehistoric paintings can be found in various Indonesian caves, such as the handprints in Leang Patakere Cave in Maros, the image of therianthropes, mythological beings that are part human and part animal person, in Leang Bulu Sipong 4 Cave, and the painting of a wild cow person called a banteng in Kalimantan Cave. The images of the therianthropes exhibit incredible imagination on the part of the artist. According to experts, Prehistoric people believed that the palm of the hand had the power to ward off evil forces, so it was often painted to protect cave residents. Since ancient times, Indonesia's indigenous people have believed in nature spirits and regularly perform rituals to worship mountains, trees, rivers, and animal people. Stemming from this belief is the art of Balinese mask making, which is still alive today. Over time, elements of Hinduism and other belief systems have been integrated into this art form. With their dramatic colors and designs representing the spirits of various deities or ancestors, Balinese masks are considered sacred. They are often worn along with costumes during rituals or ceremonies to perform special dances expressing reverence. Prior to a dance, the performers must purify themselves to get ready. Traditionally, the art of mask making is only known to members of a specific caste and is passed down in families from one generation to the next. The materials are carefully chosen, often from the wood of the pule tree, and the carving process can take from a few hours to a month. Each mask is supposed to be used in a specific ritual or purpose. The most common masks represent the characters of Barong and Rangda or Durga, who always appear hand in hand in ritual dance. Barong is a being in Balinese mythology that embodies goodness and often appears with the head of a lion person and the body of a dog person. Rangda, on the other hand, is the opposite of Barong, representing the negative force that takes on a feminine appearance. Ritual dances featuring these two figures signify the battle between good and evil.
I attribute largely my own good health and keen delight in life at the age of 77 to avoiding flesh and liquors. Let us stand out for the best way, the rational use of life of a self-respecting man. George Kitchen, vegetarian.
Benevolent viewers will now pause for a moment to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show on the native arts of Indonesia. In many parts of Indonesia, the tribal or village dances can be traced back to prehistoric times. These include dances for healing, praying for good weather and a good harvest, fending off misfortune, or other purposes. The hudok is a traditional mask dance performed by the indigenous Dayak people of East Kalimantan province during the harvest festival from September to October. Dancers wear masks imitating certain animal people that are not conducive to crop growing. Their bodies are covered with pinang palm leaves. After hours of dancing, these pestering spirits are chased away to ensure an abundant harvest. The topeng dance is another mask dance popular in Java and Bali and is performed for different purposes such as storytelling, worship, or entertainment. Topeng is quite theatrical and is usually accompanied by traditional gamelan music played by an ensemble of various percussion, metal, and bowed instruments. The masks for this dance are more realistic, but with exaggerated expressions suitable for different roles and stories. Historical records show that the topeng dance existed in the 9th century and became highly developed in the 15th century. At first, the themes of the dance centered around nature and ancestor worship. Later, Adventure stories about kings and heroes, such as the legendary tales of the Javan Prince Panji, were included, and Hindu epics such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Though many versions of Panji tales exist, the central figures are Prince Panji and his bride Princess Kirana. The two are separated by an opposing force, and Prince Panji must fight demons and follow the guidance of the gods to reunite with Kirana. Manuscripts of the Panji tales at selected libraries were inscribed in the UNESCO Memory of the World Register in 2017, signifying its importance to both Indonesian and world literature. The city of Cirebon in northern Java is the birthplace of the Cirebonese mask dance, which is often performed during traditional celebrations. Several established characters are featured in the Cirebonese topeng dance, representing different stages of life, from the innocent newborn to the lively child, to the teenager searching for an identity, to the mature, wise adult, and the worldly person full of negative emotions. Each character has a different mask design, movement style, and matching costumes. For example, the Panji mask dance depicts a baby's innocence and purity, so the mask is mainly white with only the eyes, nose, and mouth colored, and the dancer moves in a simple, unsophisticated manner. The Kelana mask, on the other hand, represents someone full of negative emotions such as anger, hatred, and lust. Therefore, the color of the mask and costume is predominantly dark red. This mask typically represents the face of a villain in a dance drama. In Balinese topeng, the story is usually narrated by a penasar who wears a half mask so the mouth is free to talk. The penasar outlines the story, introduces the main characters, and plays a supporting role in the action, making side comments and interpretations when needed. Topeng dance features several essential characters who wear full masks and remain silent, such as the manis, the keras, and the tua. The manis is a refined nobleman who can be a king or a court official. Sometimes the king has a third eye in the middle of his forehead, symbolizing wisdom. This character dances with dignity and grace. The Keras is a warrior-type character who is more boisterous and authoritative. The Tua appears as an elderly man who is slow in his movements and often walks with bent knees. Comic characters are also included to lighten the mood of the performance with humorous actions and remarks. The Balinese topeng can be performed solo or by a group. In a solo performance, the actor must perform multiple tasks such as changing masks, telling stories, and improvising different characters throughout, and must be highly skilled in all forms. The solo dance is believed to be the oldest form of Balinese topeng. In a group performance, different dancers play different roles with different masks. In the last 3 decades, new variations of this ancient dance have emerged, combining topeng with other dance genres. In addition, new elements were added, thus appealing to a broader audience as well as commenting on contemporary issues. We are fascinated with the immense range of Indonesian traditional art that we've seen so far and are grateful for the chance to experience its extraordinary creativity.
No to vegan, because you hate heavens.
Elegant viewers, thank you for your company today during our program, The Remarkable Creativity of Indonesian Traditional Arts, Part 1 of 2. Please tune in again next Wednesday, July 20, for Part 2. Up next is Shining World Compassion Award recipient, Sebi Hall, Kindness Personified. We pray for a brighter tomorrow of peace and health, ensured by the prevalence of the vegan diet.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Нашите предавания предлагат много езици. Моля вижте suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/CTAW.